Hello everybody and welcome to World of Warships Blitz. This time we are taking out the Mikhail Kutuzov, the Tier 8 Premium Russian cruiser. So in this game I've taken it out mainly to find out what the consumables are. And we've encountered the cage map, which is a bit unfortunate because this really represents the worst case scenario for this particular ship. Basically, it is a Russian cruiser, and the cage map is lots of high-tier ships in close proximity, trying to retain control of a relatively small capture point that they can easily shoot across. Anyway, although I could argue that I could stay on the outside of the map, it's not particularly team friendly, so we're going to head on in, which is as I said, it's sort of a worst case scenario for this poor ship, but let's see how it goes. And rather bravely I head towards the enemy. I should probably have just tucked myself right in behind that island, but let's see how this turns out. So we're inside, we're going to capture the zone, which is the most important thing. What I'm going to do is see if I can tuck myself in behind that island and fire out at an angle and use it as cover. There's the hood, there's the torpedoes. So far so good. There's an Edinburgh. Oh, and the one thing about these Russian cruisers is although they fire a long distance, they are very accurate. Well, there we go. So there's a quarter of the health taken straight off. So yeah, and I've switched to HE because there's not really a lot I'm going to be able to do against these battleships. Now we're going to have to do something about that. This ship has smoke consumable, which is a great way to get out of trouble, and I'm going to have to make a dash for some cover here. So I can still spam the opposition with HE, but I need to not die and give the team points. And stay in the capture zone so that I can keep the number of ships up. There's a Benson over the other side, right behind a battleship. It's pretty unfortunate for that battleship. And here I am going to tuck myself in behind this island and see if I can, cause some damage to this hood. As long as I can get clear of the island. Whoops, getting out of the zone, so I'm trying to reverse back in. Here's a black Bismarck. Whoop. Yeah, no, I am out of the zone, but slowly making our way back in. Hopefully I can shoot over that island. Oh, that's not good either. Oh, now I do need to get back into the zone here because although it's a brutal map, it's here we go. Now this was a bit of a strategic mistake. Got too far out to recover it. And unfortunately, if we lose it, it's not a great place to be. So I try and make myself back inside the zone. But they've captured the area. Only one shell hits. And, well, the Kutuzov itself, it's a typical Russian cruiser. It is lightly armoured, and you can see the amount of damage we've taken. Got very accurate guns. He's gone. Very, very long range. You can see how long they are. It's got relatively short range torpedoes, but at 6 kilometres they're better than the 4.5 kilometres of the Chapayev. So compared to the Chapayev, this ship is slightly less armoured. Got slightly smaller. It's the same armour. It's got slightly smaller health pool by about 700 hit points. So it's 31.2 to 31.9. It's 32 knots instead of 33. It does turn a little bit quicker at 6.2 degrees per second rather than 5.4. The guns are exactly the same. Now I haven't played the Chapayev, so I don't know how accurate they feel, but these guns feel particularly accurate. The torpedoes, now it's a 56-second reload versus a 38-second reload for the Chapayev. However, the torpedoes do 3,300 damage as opposed to 300, and they go 6 kilometres. A little bit slower at 65 knots versus 69, but not much in it. And the AA is a bit better. It's got around about 200 large AA, 113 small AA versus 132 to 99 with the chip I have. As for the concealment, at 8.75 kilometres with the concealment module and historical camouflage, yeah, we're in trouble here. Yeah, it's not a good place for the ship to be, especially brawling that Edinburgh. Even though he's only got, you know, his guns aren't top of the line guns, they are still more than capable of causing significant damage. So I'm going to try and see if I get a last shot out at him. But, oh, yep, I can get a heal out, which is good. That'll give me one more scrap of life, but I am firing HE. We try and set him on fire. My torpedoes are obviously gone, and yeah. No, I know we're lasting pretty well against this Edinburgh actually. But yeah, it only could end one way. So yeah, sort of a worst case scenario, a slight loss. If I hadn't slipped out of the cap at that particular point in time, probably this would have been a win, and it's that one slip up that makes the difference. Anyway, that's a little bit about the ship. You can see it in battle, probably in its worst case scenario battle in a central cap control zone for high tier ships. But yeah, it's still performed relatively well actually. It is quite a nice ship, and that one smoke charge is just nice if you have to get yourself out of trouble. Without that, the game would have been a lot shorter. So anyway, let's have a look at the stats. Came top of the team, but still not good enough, because the team still lost by just a little bit, even though we had more ships. And 146 hits, very accurate guns. Yeah, the Mikhail Kutuzov in battle. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.